I see all these things come up about Jerry Seinfeld. I just gotta say it. Oh, gosh. Ooh, we're being business-like and professional. Don't show them you're in your pajamas. They'll think you don't care. I guess you don't want them to know that you don't care. So I even talk about it. Seinfeld comes on, he's got all these things that pop up, and he's talking about comedy. He talks about comedy, he talks about comedy. He talks about the work that's put into it, and the precision, and all these things. And it always reminds me of when D-Day, when we were in East Lansing at Michigan State. He the one day says, yeah. He said, I ran into Jerry Seinfeld. He went into the donut shop on the corner of the coffee shop. It was late night, something. And he's like, oh, Jerry Seinfeld. And Seinfeld's like, yeah, get away from me. It was like that. Like, he's just this fucking arrogant prick. And I understand. Everybody wants their anonymity. You don't want to give up your anonymity. How can you walk down the street? It's like being in China as a white man that's standing 6 foot tall. Everybody sees you and they go, ah, oh, oh, Hungawa. That means very tall. They get excited about tall people. It's like, I'm not tall. I'm just taller than you. You can't even walk down the street and pick your nose without somebody looking at you and screaming something. There's no anonymity. And so I understand that part. You want to have your time. You're not on stage. But to be a prick to D-Day, it's not right. It's just not. D-Day is one of the happiest, friendliest people I've ever met. He's got a huge amygdala. You don't be a prick to D-Day, Jerry. And he's on all these things acting like he's a god of comedy. He's a god of comedy. He's brilliant. And you can say all you want about putting in the work and doing everything hard. But it seems to me like he's given up too much of his life putting in the work, when really the only thing that made him who he is luck. It's luck. He put in all this work and it's not that good. The only reason he ever got famous is because of the people around him. He got lucky. He was in the right place at the right time, which doesn't make him any better than anybody else. Anybody in the right place at the right time is going to exceed in life. But here's this guy thinking he's a god. What I remember when Seinfeld was on TV, the first couple or 3 seasons, was they always had him doing stand-up. And I thought, that's the stupidest part of the show, because he's not funny. And I would just shut it off. I'm sorry, Jerry. You're not as good as you are lucky.